give all them wisdom too, God. Protect over them and their families, God. In Jesus' name.
So this morning, I feel like a real sense of woundedness and a real sense of pain. It's not even something I can understand. I just feel like there's healing in this room and lies with people, and I almost hesitate to say anything because I don't want anyone to think that it's just like something that's just being glossed over, or oh, I understand, or whatever. But truly there's healing in this room and it lies with the people here. So I'd ask you to reach out to someone today. Ask you to reach out to someone today, and I feel like you'll know who it is, that you can have healing today.
It's your turn. It's my turn? It's your turn. Good morning.
Morning.
How's everybody this morning?
It wasn't, sorry. So we're going to start our music this morning. If that spoke to anybody about pain, this is the opportunity right now to kind of tap in to the Father and get that healing that you need this morning. So we're going to start our music. I want you to be mindful. I want you to intentionally connect to the presence this morning. Sometimes we do the music and we just sing the songs, and that is not the purpose of why we do this. The purpose of us singing the songs is for you to connect, because there is an actual connection that you can have with the Father. Sometimes we're just not aware of it. He is always with us, and sometimes our lives get so busy that we disconnect from him. So it's your opportunity to connect. So if you know this song, I want you guys to sing this with me. His love is reckless. It chases after us. It's unconditional. Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. Come on, sing it with me. You've been so good to me. Before I breathe a breath, you breathe your life in me. You've been so kind to me. Wanna sing the chorus? Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I found me tonight. I couldn't earn it, no, I don't deserve it. Still, you gave yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, Come on, let's sing it. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Sing it like you mean it. No shadow you won't hide up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. No wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. One more time, say there's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. No wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending presence of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I found peace and 99. I've been hurting, no, I don't deserve it, till you gave yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending presence of God. His love has never felt, it's never ending.
There's just something about being loved. Grab somebody's hand next to you and tell them that they are loved. All right, you can take a seat after that. So, welcome to the intersection. I am glad to see you in the place today. This is where thousands of people meet every week to be inspired and empowered to thrive in love and truth. It is creative, inclusive, diverse communities at work for all. So if you haven't already, go ahead and check in on Facebook, Twittergram, all those good things. And get the party started. Let folks know you are in the house today. If this is your first time here, we just want to tell you welcome. We're glad to see you. This is a place that you can always come and know that you'll be welcomed with lots and lots of love, and you are accepted just as you are. So I want to remind you before service, we do have coffee and conversation. So at 10:15, show up and get the brew going, and we start the party early that way. MasterClass is every Sunday promptly at 10:30 a.m. So, make your way here early, plan for traffic and all that good stuff so that we can get started and have everybody together at the same time. See what I'm missing here. Okay, so we do have a couple touchstones that we use to make sure that we are able to have an experience that works for all. Number one, speak for yourself and from yourself. So we have a ton of diverse viewpoints here, and so trust me, the other side is going to come out. Secondly, speak intentionally from a place of goodwill, respectful relationships, and of course, hope. Third, each person's inner teacher is present. That means that voice inside is here for them to be led by. We're here to facilitate that hearing. Fourth, you are accepted unconditionally, and we really mean it. So even if we don't agree with you, we're still accepting of you. Amen. And of course, this is Vegas, so what happens here stays here, except what happens in our hearts will transform the world. So, with that, let's stand to our feet one more time. We're going to read our affirmation. And we're going to say this until we actually believe it. So, on the count of three, let's read it together. 1, 2, 3.
I am as God created me. I am love, light,
light and life. I am healing for luminous spaces. I am abundance in empty places. I am generous, gracious, and giving. I am as God created me. The whole world is blessed because I am here. Yes, the whole world is blessed because you are here. Anybody believe that yet?
Amen.
All right, all right. Well, with that, grab a neighbor by the hand, just one neighbor. Look at him in a handsome or beautiful face, and repeat after me. Say, you are meant to be here. Today's masterclass is for you. This is the right time and the right place to receive what you've been looking for. All right, grab another neighbor. Tell them today we will be empowered, inspired, and encouraged. Today our lives will be changed. My consciousness will expand as God speaks to me, through me, and as me today. All right, high five somebody, then take your seats. Nobody high five Jay. Somebody give him a high five. All right, so I'm excited about today's master class. I think you should be as well. It is on the subject of religion, relationships, and mental health. So it will be led by none other than Mr. LeAnzar Stockley. He's no stranger here. We're going to help him get his mic together, though, because I don't want him to look a mess.
It's not right?
No.
Okay, you make me look good. You look right. What look?
Sounds good.
It sounds good.
You gotta click on it.
I gotta what?
You gotta click on that shirt so it doesn't fall off.
There you go. And we just go. I know I've never spoken publicly before. There we go.
Man, what did you do?
Okay. All right, how y'all doing? Good, good. Is y'all telling the truth or you lying?
Tell the truth.
Telling the truth? I'm lying.
I'm God's
What?
favorite.
You're God's favorite.
Maybe you see my
Didn't you
shirt.
text me this week and say I was God's favorite?
No.
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 Oh, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. So, relationships, religion, mental health. I'm gonna do my best to kind of be sensitive to, because religion is a touchy topic. No?
Let it loose.
It's like talking about money. Money is a touchy topic for people. Relationships, I found out, is a touchy topic for people. Kind of sensitive. It gets people not feeling too comfortable sometimes. Unless you're talking about the cookie love and the sex loving and all that extra good stuff, then people feel good about that. But all of the rest of the stuff, we feel some kind of way about. I wrote a book just recently called Relationality, and when I tell you the pushback that I got from just saying we were called to love people, is absolutely amazing.
Wow. Really?
All of these relationships that we have, and the pushback that came back from love, especially when you speak about loving unconditionally, because for us, when we hear the word love unconditionally, we think that means just let everybody do whatever the hell they want to do. Right? But that says, too, that we don't really have a full revelation of what love is. Our understanding of love typically is what I feel for you, how I feel about you. But how many of you know your feelings change every day?
True.
Sometimes moment by moment, sometimes breath by breath. All right? So that topic alone sometimes ends up being, I sit in the hot seat a lot of times when we talk about relationships. I have more of a I guess it would be not counterproductive, I was going to say counterproductive because Rudy looking at me. Countercultural, kind of countercultural view on relationships and stuff like that. So that I end up getting kicked out of churches and stuff like that. And then the other thing is mental health. It's such a touchy topic, and stigma that go along with it. If we're actually going to see our society advance in any of this stuff, but all of these play a part, I think, very deeply. The religion, relationships, and mental health. They say that, I'm going to give you something real quick, just read a little something about mental health. When we talk about mental health, it refers to our cognitive, behavioral, and emotional well-being. It is all about how we think, somebody say think, feel,
Feel.
and behave.
Behave.
That part we don't like, right? We leave that part out. Somebody was wondering, well, I'll talk about that later. All right. Think how we think, feel, and behave. The term mental health is something, or sometimes used to mean the absence of mental disorders. All right, now, I don't use that definition. However, so let me do what I do. All right, and y'all can fight me when we get ready to talk about it. All right. All right, so, but I don't particularly use that to say that it's an absence of mental disorders. But mental health can affect our daily lives, our relationships, and even our physical health. Anybody believe that?
Yeah.
All right, mental health is also includes a person's ability to enjoy life, to attain and balance life, life's activities and efforts to achieve psychological resilience. According to the Medi-Lexicon's dictionary, it's emotional, behavioral, and social maturity. Anybody know people that are socially mature? Are y'all socially mature? No? No. All right. So it's according to them, it's emotional, behavioral, and social maturity, or normality, the absence of a mental or behavioral disorder, a state of psychological well-being in which one has achieved satisfactory integration of one's instinctual drives, acceptable to both oneself and one's social milieu, an appropriate balance of love, work, and leisure pursuits. All right? That's them. Now, the World Health Organization describes it this way. Mental health is a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make contributions to his or her community. The World Health Organization, and this is more so how I agree, stresses that mental health is not just the absence of mental disorders. You following it? Right, so you don't have to have a diagnosis. Right, mental health has one. Obama said, I heard him say one time. He says we don't have a health care system in America. We have a disease care system.
Yeah.
Right. That's the way even, and if you relate that concept, that's also the way we go about life. We tend to go to religion. We're trying to answer a problem, and that's what we're addressing. Everybody's pursuit. I'm chasing after God. I don't know why. Was he running? Is he running from us? So there's that concept. But I get it. I get the language. I get all of how we grow up and heard that this is where we, whatever. But that is some of the things that kind of messes this. You know how people describe they do this with the gay people and with the black people, right? They say, this is my gay friend, Jawan. Jawan's my gay friend. Or this is my black friend, Nathaniel, right? We should do that with our vegan friend. This is my vegan friend. This is my vegan friend, Nathaniel. I guess this is all a part of the whole introduction. But anyway, so we tend to react to adverse situations, instead of actually living in wisdom where you don't have to have the adverse situations. That's a healthcare system. All right? Going to the gym, I'm guilty of not going. All right? Going to the gym, eating the right foods and all of the things that we need to, putting the right things from a mental health perspective, putting ourselves in positions or in places that actually cause us to flourish versus places that cause us to diminish. Now, that's not just one-sided. When we talk about mental health and all of those things, I don't believe that it's just a responsibility of Nancy to care for her mental health. This is where I might start getting in trouble. It is your responsibility if nobody else does anything and whatever, right? You have to be responsible for yourself. But ultimately, Dave plays a part in her mental health. Follow? See, we have this illusion that we are all separate. That's really what we're seeing. I spoke about this before one time. We have this illusion that it's you, me, him, and everybody's separate, and then we live our lives that way. And we say things that we think it sounds good, or it does sound good, but when you really sit with it long enough, it doesn't really make sense. Where I can't worry about you. Well, if I can't worry about you, how am I saying I love you?
Right.
You follow me? right? I don't care how spiritual you get. I don't care how good your loving is. I don't care how good. If you are an island in and of itself,